rough idea.
Yeah.
Again, just
that damage
bodies
coming
on the site.
That damage coming to Leo is
Unconfirmed,
yeah,
but
yeah.
a godsend. Absolute godsend. Deep flash. No follow-up. I'm waiting to see if Safe's going to walk down there again at this point, but not to be. The purchase is rough around the edges here.
Literally ate that shock dart, by the way. Look at his HP. That second one that came through.
Bloody hell. Some of this unconfirmed damage has actually been so nasty, and Rust desperate for this to work out, and Safe holding the line for now. Big information, a lot of tagged up players on the other side of this. Don't think it's going to be too easy, but they do take down Rust. He was kind of the one holding on towards this. Leo's now fallen. It's on Safe, who's already noted his position, considered early on, the temptation beckoning, but he knows better. And really, for now,
chasing him. He's taking the TP.
Complimenta hasn't been noted here either. That flash didn't reveal his position, but it doesn't matter. Outgunned, outnumbered, forced stand. Plant comes in. G2 looking solid now.
In unison, just a clean take onto a site. Viper's pit set up in a post plant here. And don't expect G2 to slow things down at
again, yes, the economy's been a little bit rough for them, but now that full purchase has come in. I want to see them try and deny a little bit of what's been working out so nicely for G2. And I don't know if they've got that quite there. Hoodie actually just gonna keep going. What?
No way.
What? Oh god, this is awful. Rust is like, no one's gonna walk that. Why would anyone walk that? They've walked it, and now I've seen them. What's happened? And it's trade out. Mixwell's punished him. Nookie unleashes towards the side, and you can see this unbridled aggression from G2. This time it has been somewhat tempered, though. It has been caught. It's not gonna be such a freebie this time, but G2, why not throw it at the wall and see if it sticks again? Because they've been getting away with it. Hoodie, the fact he was able to get up that far unchecked on and unconsidered. Again, you can't just have that full faith in utility, because someone might disrespect it. And already, Meadow's going to find Leo. Mixwell playing dangerous games here. And it is a 3v3, Mike.
Yeah, Meadow's got his Viper's pit down as well. Safe will find a crucial kill onto Mixwell.
Huge.
Well, actually forced out the rotation. Meanwhile, Avova had already preemptively, made his way to A site with the spike, so we'll get a free plant. And it does have a poison orb and a snake bite, but it's a tricky spot really to hold with any post plant lineups or anything like that. Numbers advantage for Guild on the way back in. They can find an entry here.
Uh-oh. There we go. Vova needs to be good for at least one of these, ideally two. And Trex almost made a meal of it, but he does keep his life. Meadow now noted. Great shoulder peek from Trex. They're very aware of what's going on, and Meadow can't do anything about it in the end. Diffuse going to come out. And a lifeline found, but roll your mind back to the start of this round. How on earth? I think it was Trex who tried to maybe put a little bit of presence towards Long, but... Oh, actually, hold on. We got a flash in the op peek over towards Long. And the flash is coming in, and the exchange of utility. Actually, Sneaker's invested as well. How are you going to work off the back of this? Dave doesn't need to really move much on this. Yes, they've revealed his position at this point, but that's a lot invested for it, and it's an equal exchange here between the two.
What's the dog doing? Get blocked out there. The Seeker's actually, in this scenario, doesn't really tell them anything, right? It's invested on Long. It's... Oh, no, Safe got body blocked. No way. He couldn't get back out of that. Hoodie will find two on the way into B site here, and G2 will follow up on that immediately. Meadow wins out in the lurk battle as well. 2v4 for Guild.
Oh, dear. Trex. The only one remaining. And not for long. Mixwell's cleared it up. We're at 12 at all.
It's such a contrast from the first half as well, because Guild, I don't want to say happy to, but they're forced to concede so much this early round control. Look at this. They're forced all the way back in already. Hoodie has done this, what, 4 times now?
Yes.
For free.
Yep. And there's no stopping them. Trex and Leo having to sit back and watch on this. They were on the other side, and again, they've broken through the front lines, and the back line's looking certainly worse for wear. Not really in a position to do much about this. And yeah, this is looking sewn up, at least on map 1. This was Guild's choice, if I'm not mistaken, so a little bit of a tough pill to swallow for them, I'm sure. But again, it's not over just yet. Trex gonna give it a damn good go, and why not? That's all you got. Safe passage now garnered at least towards the start of the site, but it's going to be Avova, Meadow, Nuki. They're all chomping at the bit on the other side. It's teed up for Leo to find Nuki. And now we're looking if he get any more done. That's a good follow-up. Still doing some dangerous work here. Spots out Mixwell. Does he do anything with it? Not today.
I'm gonna let you go over that and break down some of the rounds from Bind.
Yeah, so we spoke a little bit about like how to shut down Nuki, and there were some good ideas at the very least that came in from Guild. I think the first couple of rounds you could sort of see that it was in the minds of Guild to shut down the Showers place, because this is the spot that Nuki is going to be playing a lot from when it comes to this defense. He's going to be fighting for that position. He wants to force as much utility out of the attacking side as possible. He wants to try and get people to fight in these positions, but also you also have these cases where Hoodie over on B lobby for the most part is going to put a flash for the teleporters to catch anybody around here, and there is also that potential that they can go through the teleporter and try and crunch anybody taking the Shower's control. But this was quite nice. We sort of set it up and pre-faced it early on that it is going to be Russ playing in this position for the most part, either watching these spots, using trailblazers, using flashes to see who's in there, and this is just a nice example of him holding on to this spot. It comes through, all of Guild pushing through this short position, knowing that Nuki and a lot of the G2 players like to leverage this kind of Showers position. It's usually Mixwell sometimes there, or Meadow in this case. They push on through, but the other thing that comes in is also a bit of a flash that comes through for the guiding light, confirming that there is a player there for G2. So if we keep pushing this forward, this eventual clear comes in, they know that they're going to face up against Nuki. But this was the cutest, I think, example. I like these like cute little set plays that you can have go in to work for you, because this comes through. Nuki again is in this position trying to fight for it, and this is something that Ascend did not have last week. These stars, the Astra utility there to try and at least scare and put off Nuki from being able to push in these positions. But this is the nice part of it. He backs off because of the Trailblazer. He finds that information. He gets stuck in a grab, but not only that, you have a Hunter's Fury coming all the way in over from Leo in this position. Knowing that Nuki likes to play from this spot, knowing that he's pushed in there with a Trailblazer and having that gravity well, he is a lucky man to get out of this alive. So he has to dash out, get away from this position. But they're just a few examples of how Guild intended at the very least to try and beat out Nuki. The unfortunate thing is that's just 2 rounds. There was plenty more where Guild tried certain things, but Nuki was still fighting in that position, and Mixwell was also trying to hold that spot as well with the chamber.
Difficult to find success, and to say that this rides on Safe having a standout performance, it's almost just a throwaway comment, but it really does. They have to make this work. They have to have Safe literally firing on all cylinders, and it needs to be non-stop, Lauren.
Yeah, and I don't think Safe necessarily had a bad map one.
Definitely not, no.
Again, he has to either continue or exceed. And a good start would be exactly what the doctor ordered, and we have to now see what that's going to look like. Already a perfect beginning. Nuki now down, and that's going to be a bit of a... I'm sure that's a sweeter kill as well, considering how map 1 was, where Nuki was really going toe-to-toe with him. But for G2, still going to truck on over towards the side, and they actually go further, and they don't check on him. They leave Safe a little bit more room to work with, and that's good enough. After getting 2 picks this round is perfect. He can leave the rest to the others on the team, leaving Meadow and Mixwell try and do some damage, but Coldamenta closed the gap early, so the Frenzy just perfectly placed to do that damage, leaving just Meadow, whose position could have been a problem down the line potentially, but for now, a tricky scenario to try and build back in from. Has a little look, seeing if maybe Leo was still up towards top site. Does manage to get at least a 1v1, expecting a follow-up. Clean shot towards Coldamenta, but shut down by Leo in the end. Now, again, we talk about good starts, Safe. I don't think he's necessarily one of those players who needs the confidence. You know, some players, if they have that bad start, they don't bound back in. But I think he's pretty well-rounded in that regard. But it's never going to hurt, right? It's always going to be a bonus to be able to do that. Get those blades out nice and early, build up the economy, start feeling out the game, get that confidence even higher. So again, we'll keep our eyes turned towards that because for now, a good beginning for Guild.
I think you're right. With Safe in particular, it's not a massive influence, but on side of G2, actually, if Safe has a strong opening, a confident open, that doesn't slow them down. We know that. They have that kind of arrogance to their playstyle, right? It doesn't kind of force them away from early angles or anything. So it almost in that sense, it's negated really by the fact they're playing against G2.
Yeah. Very hard to tame them, to make them respect what you're trying to do. But a patient beginning being shown from the attacking side here. Safe, making a little bit of presence noted towards middle. Actually looks like he wants to try and keep that potentially building for now. Keep in mind the wall is there, so progress will be halted for now.
Slow creep towards A. So again, the information Trex already garnered actually the recon bolt to confirm as well. And they're going to be walking into a bloodbath here if G2 decide to force their way in.
They brought it to a range where, these pistols can do a lot of damage still. The right clicks coming through. We do have Nuki sitting on something a little bit more potent, but Rust actually safe enough for now and still gonna be able to get away with holding this position. Nuki's got the punish towards Leo, knows where Rust is residing, so that could be an issue if no one can create a little bit of a crossfire or bail him out. He looks like he's on an island and they want to overwhelm him. Just sweeping on in, just keeping that movement as high tempo as possible, and it's worked well. 3 now stand. Bill's going to be starting to look a little rough around the edges. 12 seconds. Spike now left loose. 10 seconds to try and find 2 players, and it's not looking likely. Faces the middle! Oh my word, there was a moment. There was a real chance for it, but one still stands. It is safe. And